Hi all, myself Sarfaraz Khan. I'll be your instructor today. So we are going to discuss about state and prop in React application. What exactly is the state and what exactly is the prop? How it will work? What are the disadvantages and what are the advantages? And we are going to implement it very hands-on. Okay, let's start with the state. What exactly is the state? State is a very important aspect of any web application, especially in React, whichever the value we will hold or the component hold the data by its own that we will consider as the state. So whenever you will store some data in a particular component, that component data will consider as a state. Okay, so today I'm going to explain you this concept by using this card example. Here, if you see, we have a quantity that is holding a value of 1 for now. And if I'll show you in the code, we have component A and component B. So in component B, we have the card data. In component B, the line number 12, if you can see here, we have quantity of 1. So that means that this data is hard coded for till now. This component B still doesn't have any state. So let's create a state. After 16.8, React introduces hook concept. So in that concept, we got a hook called use state, which will help us to manage our states of the application. Now I'm going to create one state here. Using const, we just create the quantity and the set quantity. Okay, and it will be equal to use state, and it is holding the value of 2. Now, if you are using any hook, first you have to import it from the React. As you can see here, I have already imported using React. Now we should have consume the state. Now just go to this quantity and write it down in the JSX format wherever you want to render it. If you can see here, I have removed the hard-coded one and I have just replaced with the quantity. So let's see the changes. Okay, successfully we got the changes. Now you can see here on the screen, we have already changed our state by hard-coded to the state. Finally, we come back to our code. We can see here we have the changes. Now, might be you people are thinking why the set quantity is required. Our work has been already done by the just quantity. So let's understand this, my friend. We'll be having a function which is going to manipulate our particular state. So this set quantity will be helping us to mutate our state. For example, I'm just creating one function which is our increment. Okay, this is just an arrow function. Here, I'll passing the set quantity to value of 5. Whenever this increment function triggered, this state will get upgraded by this value. See the example here on this button. I'm just providing an on-click event. In this, I'm passing the increment function. Now, let's see the changes. Okay, so here we have quantity till 2. Now, we want to see the changes with that increment, right? Click on the increment. Okay, successfully we can upgrade our state by just clicking on that increment button. How this happened, my friend? So, might be now you are able to understand that the increment function has been triggered on the on-click of this button. So, in that button, we have the set quantity, which has been upgraded by 5. This will update our state, and that quantity will get triggered is got upgraded from the state. That's the reason we are getting the updated store. So, this is all about state. The state is the data of own component that we'll consider as the state. Let's move to the props now. Props. What are the props? Now, till now, you have understood that the data which is held by a state, consumed by a state, managed by a state is considered as the state. Now, what else if I want to pass the data from component A to component B? That is, in that scene, the props will come to the picture. I just wanted to show you an example so you can understand better. Let's go to component A. Now, here in component B, we don't want the state. We don't want the state to be written here. We just wanted the state from the component A. The component A having a state in the same manner, that quantity which is having 2 and the set quantity which is not updated till now. I just wanted to pass this state to component B. How can I do that? By using props. So here if you see in line number 45 we are rendering the component B. So in this way we can just pass the data as a variable or as a prop. For example, I can write here quantity is equals to, in the JSX format, again we just need to pass whatever you want to send from this component to its child component. Just get this quantity and pass it. Right? You have passed successfully our quantity from this component. Now the work is not done yet. We have to receive it. So let's go to the component P. Here by using props we can receive it. So in the main component function you should pass props, which help us to receive the props, to receive the state from the parent component. Now let's copy this prop, come to our increment, okay, quantity value here. In the JSX format, just pass prop dot whatever the value you have assigned to a variable, the variable name should be written and should be provided here. Finally, we have provided props dot quantity. Successfully, we got the props here. Now, let's go to the UI. Okay, so an error is there. Yes, because we have not cleared this increment function. For now, it's not required. Okay, now it is fine. Okay, you can see now we have quantity 2, which is coming from component A. If I update this component 2 to component 10, you can see here we are successfully able to get the exact and the current state of the parent component in the child component. This is all about props. So today we have discussed about state, how we will implement a state, what exactly the state, and why it is so important, and why we have used the prop, how we will use the prop, what is the importance of the prop. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss about one of the most famous and most used to problem, which is prop drilling, which will occur due to the prop, and how to handle it by using any state management tool or use context. So for this lecture, it's enough. You have learned a lot of important concepts. Please note down it again and just practice it on your own. Thank you. Let's see you in the next lecture. Thanks.